I'm Dr. Sarita, and I've been traveling, and I'm now in California. I love California. It's just such a beautiful place. But when I lived here, I look back on my career in medicine and how I ate and how I didn't make time for my life. I didn't make time to cook. I was exhausted all the time. And you forget how people looked a couple generations ago. And if you go here in California, you go to a historical museum, you look at people in the 1950s and how healthy they were. It hits you that sadly, nothing was broken. And what was celebrated here in California, it used to be really an agrarian state. People celebrated agriculture. I've been driving through the kind of inland empire area of California, and it's very old school. It's very much a agrarian agricultural place. And when I went to medical school, that was not respected. We were just taught, here's a bunch of, drugs. Well, here I am. I take vitamins now. When I was in medical school, I remember being told we have the most expensive urine in the world. Like, Americans just take all these vitamins and they don't need any of it. It's just a waste of time. My grandmother, I remember her telling me when I was in medical school, I was depressed. And she said, why don't you get a B12 injection? And I look back, that probably would have helped me. But I was being told, just pharmaceutical drugs. And this is the other thing, too. Who does the studies? I remember thinking, well, who does the studies? Oh, they taught me, well, it's all bunk. There's no randomized clinical trials. Well, what were the randomized clinical trials? Were people in our families who looked great as they aged, and who were fine, and who were not sick and diabetic, and who were hearty and healthy. That was the study I should have been looking at, but instead, I was a child. I was in my early 20s. I believed what people told me. I always regret time I didn't spend with my grandmother. I wish I would have spent more time with her. We all feel, and then of course you're young, I wish I could get together with my kids more and my younger relatives more, but they're busy. They have their own lives. So I think, again, there's fads, right? There's fads, and then there's things that have stood the test of time. And now I'm a physician with 30 years experience, and I've seen things come and go. I've seen stuff come and go, and really old is gold. What is old? Making your own food, preparing your own food, eating things that actually go stale, health doesn't come from a vending machine. We all know this. But it's so convenient, and it's what's available, and we're tired, and we're also on this. I was on a carb roller coaster. I couldn't stop eating. I had to eat every couple hours because my sugar was just jumping up and down, and then it was getting me diabetes. Fruit juices, again, this is fine for you're having a urinary tract infection, have diluted cranberry juice. But I used to think juices were so healthy. I was drinking Tang out of a bottle as a little kid. Tang, who people under 50 probably don't know what that is. It's basically chemicals, orange coloring, and sugar. And fruit juices are, again, fruit juices are a processed food. This is not a healthy thing. Again, old is gold. My great-grandparents didn't drink fruit juices. They had coffee. They had coffee. They had whole milk or goat's milk as children. And I got Tang. My brother and sister got apple juice. My kids got skim milk because I was terrified my mother-in-law was feeding them whole milk. Now, I was talking with a lovely client. Their 1-year-old daughter is getting whole milk, and the pediatricians are backing them up. The pediatricians backed me up because I was terrified of fat. I was like, you can't give my kids fat. They're going to get fat. Don't give them whole milk. The pediatricians were recommending skim milk for my kids. And one of them has really struggled. One of them thankfully hasn't, but I did the best I could. But again, why did I listen to those pediatricians? Why didn't I listen to my ancestors? And they were fine. They were healthy. Nothing had to be changed. And there's studies. We need fruit juice. What studies? Who sponsored the studies? The fruit juice companies, right? So anyhow, thank you for listening to my rant. I hope this may resonate with you. Like, comment, and subscribe. What family traditions have you rediscovered that now you're realizing these things were always healthy, never had to be changed? Well, again, I'm Dr. Sarita. Like, comment, subscribe. Hope to see you in the next video.